So I'm gonna start by saying that I in no way condone violence of any kind towards anyone. But I've noticed that as a parent, every culture everywhere has some version of "you're about to get a whooping, kid." My mom always used to say, "Wait till your father gets home," and that scared the crud out of me. Well, today I heard a grandmother say to her grandchildren that she was going to knock the black off of them, and the kid looked at me for like assistance, like, "Oh, I messed up." And rather than help the kid, I said, "She's not kidding. That's what happened to me." When I tell you, that kid's eyes got as big as saucers and they turned as pale as me, it was pretty funny. I appreciated it. The grandma gave me a high five. It's the end of it. Nothing happened to the kid. She's fine, I promise. It was pretty funny. I appreciated it. The grandma gave me a high five. It's the end of it. Nothing happened to the kid. She's fine, I promise.
Hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hello there.
Hello.
How you doing?
I'm basically alive and okay.
Hey, listen, your audio seems kind of low. Maybe it's your mic. I don't know. But for everyone else there, welcome to Sunset Rants. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys had an amazing beginning of your week. We're here to catch you up to speed through everything that you missed at work today. I am Tay. I'm on everything AP2 as far as my X account and Instagram. It's pretty much the only places I am. D, what about you?
You can find me on X and Truth Social as Cynical Latina. Those are my stomping grounds. And yeah, just troll and have fun.
I love it. I love it. Awesome. So, how was your weekend this past weekend?
Oh, it was a hot mess, but here I am. And yeah, let's get this baby started.
All right, let's fucking do this. So let's just jump into it. So I guess the first one, according to everything, is going to be from NBC News. Team, I hope you guys are doing great. Thank you for being here, as always. Supreme Court skeptical of state bans on conversation therapy aimed at LGBTQ kids. Court heard arguments in a case brought by Kaylee Chiles, a Christian talk therapist in Colorado, who argues that the state's ban violates her First Amendment rights. You know what? I'm always glad to see that people do this. I'm always annoyed that people do it. You know, like it's our God-given right as Americans to have this freedom to go against it, and the same thing to praise it. So, you know, I guess it just kind of comes down to if someone's like, if you're one of those people, what's the name of that herb? It tastes like soap.
Cilantro?
Yeah, the wrong gene. Cilantro. Yeah, it's a cilantro story, if you would. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good or it's gonna be bad. But either way, it's the same idea. It's just how you take it. But I don't really know too much about this, but let's just jump right into it. Washington, the Supreme Court appeared poised Tuesday to back a free speech challenge to a Colorado law that bans conversation therapy aimed at young people questioning their sexual orientations. All right, this is the SOAP cilantro for me. Or gender identities in a case likely to have national implications. Alrighty, so in a nutshell, what does that mean? A ruling against the state could affect more than 20 states that have similar bans and raise questions about other long-standing state care regulations. I don't know what the long-standing thing, but going into it, the court, which has a 6-3 conservative majority that often backs conservative free speech claims, so just double on it that people just want free speech, heard oral argument, that's what argument is, in a case brought to you by Callie Chiles, a Christian therapist who says the 2019 law violates our free speech rights under the Constitution's First Amendment. Well, it goes deeper than that. Conversation therapy, favored by some religious conservatives, seeks to encourage gay or lesbian minors to identify as heterosexual and trans children to identify as gender identifying assignment at birth. False, completely false on that one. On the wording. At birth, Colorado bans the practice for licensed therapists, not for religious entities and family members. Mind you, that Colorado was doing post-birth and all the way to late birth abortions, 9 months all the way through. The practice is widely discredited by medical organizations, including the American Medical Association, the American Psychological Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics. Cool, but kind of comes down to what they are and who they're paid for. They're paid by. Conversation therapy is ineffective, research has found, and can even be harmful. Of course it is, because nothing but you're grooming into someone's feelings. Increasing risk of suicide among people subjected to it. At issue in the case is whether such bans regulate conduct in the same way as regulations applying to healthcare providers, as Colorado argues, or speech. And Chiles contends. Chiles says she does only talk therapy. Yeah, no, it just seems like this woman's just losing money because that's it. This is where she's challenging it. This is my opinion. And then I know I got a couple of more things based on the question asked during oral argument. The Supreme Court majority is likely to conclude that Colorado is trying to regulate speech in a way that favors one viewpoint over another. That's exactly what it is. Drawing a distinction between speech that encourages minors to embrace their gender identities and sexual orientation while prohibiting them questioning it looks like blatant viewpoint discrimination, Conservative Justice Samuel Alito said. That is it. That's exactly what it is. She's losing money because she doesn't have a biased upholding on footage on what can be done or what she does and what she has made as a profession. That's at least as far as I'm taking it. Does that make sense?
So, have you seen anything about these conversion like therapies that they do? Like they have these like camps and stuff. Have you seen anything about that?
I mean, I've seen it in past. I've seen it in past and yeah, I've just seen it in past. Just going through. I haven't. I know what it is. I know the idea of it, but I also know that the idea of these evolves so much every like 8 months. So I would just put it as a no, just based I haven't caught up within like 2 years. But I do know the idea, but catch me up on it. Put me up to speed.
Okay. Well, no, I'm just like on the fence about this one because sure, um, let's say your child tells you that they think they're gay, and you're like a staunch like Christian and you're just like, oh well, that's against God. And so you send your kid to these camps where it's like there's a lot of abuse that go on in these places. I don't think like there was one and there was this whole issue with Paris Hilton where she got sent to one of these and it wasn't necessarily just a conversion place. It was some camp where basically really mistreated everyone. They gave them like ration food where people were like some of the students or the teenagers that were starving. I have an issue with this just because I feel that like making kids carry rocks and taking them out into the wilderness where they could get injured or anything like that isn't going to make them stop being gay or trans or anything like that. I feel like these institutions are making a lot of money off of it because I don't think this is something that your average like that I could afford. Like if I said, "Oh, I don't want my kid to be gay," I can't afford to send my kid to one of these places. So it's like very upper middle class people. They're making a lot of money on this. And I think the majority of children that come out of these places don't come out fixed or better or not being gay or whatever. They just get better at lying about it and it draws like a rift between the parents and the kid.
So you're
So,
not against the idea of, like, it's, I think everyone's like, especially after like, the 40s, like, oh, if you go to the camp to change your mind, so you can concentrate better, so you can think about better. Like, that's bad. No, I understand. But like the idea of like, oh, hey, the same idea. People go to fat camps. People go to camps to focus on themselves, to reevaluate themselves. That's not the problem. The problem is that sounds like what you're saying is that people are utilizing like idea of weakness that for the parents that they will pay for it, and that's not even doing shit. It's just like, oh, hey,
well,
move
it's
this,
it's
move
a
there. It's just like, oh, let's put you into some labor, and then
that's one point of
you'll
it.
change
Like,
your idea of living. And all they're not doing shit. They know they're not doing shit. It's the
yeah.
idea that they're abusing the emotional weakness. Yeah, I will say emotional weakness. I mean, if you could think of another term that's less aggressive, I'm down for it. But it's like a parents of families, and then they're just be like, they're taking advantage. They're being predatory on what people want, and they're not
Well,
delivering.
they are being predatory on, and it's not even just the parents. Yes, it could be predatory for the parents who don't know any better and think that their methods are tried and true and they're going to fix their kid. For a child that's maybe, because I don't think everybody embraces these ideas, right? A
No,
teenager
not
could
at all.
think there's something wrong with me, and they maybe go into it wholeheartedly thinking that they can change, but I just don't think that these people have a true and tried method because if you look at the results, most of these kids end up more damaged um, and more alienated from their families. Um, but I don't think there is a conversion method. Like if someone really and truly believes they are or they are attracted to the opposite gender, because
Cool.
I don't have anything personal, like I don't have anything against gay people.
I know my
You're
nephew's
gonna
gay.
like
I love that.
you're
Wish
gonna
him
like
the best. He's like
what
one of
you
my favorite people
like.
on the planet. Great guy.
I think
Great man.
the trans agenda is very different because they
He
are
agrees
pushing
with
it
you.
on children that are younger and younger and confusing them. And I think biologically, like I was a tomboy growing up. I
Yeah.
didn't want to dress like a girl. I wanted to be a boy. Like I was very upset at the fact that women had a more difficult time with puberty and had more changes that were almost lifelong, I was very bitter about that stuff.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be more masculine growing up. And if I would have been born to a liberal family in this day and age, they would have put me on puberty blockers and testosterone. And like, I am a very, very feminine person. Like, I love being a woman. And it just the idea of that possibly happening to me in a time when I'm vulnerable and confused is just I feel like that happens to a lot of girls and boys that are taken advantage of and going to like this like think tank kind of like a it's just not a think tank but like a group think mentality with all these younger teenagers that are just trying to discover who they are. So I think that's very different than you deciding like, hey, I'm attracted to another woman,
Yeah.
because that's something that you start noticing yourself, not something that I think it is possible that someone could be tricked into it, but I think it's something that more fundamentally, So I just think this is really taking advantage. I don't think it's a
I think
good
this
thing
is
to have.
completely predatory. Absolutely. This is.
Yeah, I
Sorry, I don't mean to
don't
cut you off.
think
Finish.
conversion camps and conversion therapy works. I don't think it's a good thing to have. And yeah, I just think that it's an injustice that's done to some children at the cost of their parents' wallet. This person just doesn't want to lose their money. I don't think that's free speech because you're putting something on other people. You're putting your ideas on other people and constricting their movements, their speech, their
Well,
thought
unfortunately,
process. You're trying to control them.
that's just how it has to go, though. You know, it just has to be that way. As much as you dislike it, I dislike it. As well, just because it's just what's the fucking proper word? It's just not right. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's just what it is. It's just not right. You know, and these people, they're predatory. That's all this is.
Yeah.
And then you go back, and these, you can go into, and oh man, there's a whole devil avocado argument to be praised into this, to where three-way onto this, like like Brian, yeah, sure. 1 second. You go into, the right wing would be like, oh, put all these people into jail, put all these people into mental institutions to get out. It's not going to fix it. It's not going to do it. And then you could be at the same time, it's like, oh, indoctrinate all these little kids, and then it goes back and forth between all stuff. It's all going to be the same, and it's not what it is. And the fact of the matter is, I know we got to leave here in like 30 seconds into the next subject, but these are one of these subjects that thankfully that we have the ability to just do this, but this is kind of that weak chink in the armor that kind of just brings this stuff. And we can have a whole 45-minute, hour and a half. What up, Funk? Thank you so much. Love you. Thing about us. But, you got Brian in our ear saying, let's move past it. If we got enough time, we can jump back into it. I don't have this one open. Thought I did. Let's see. You got that one open?
Do you want me to read it?
If it's open for you, if not, I can open it. Just gotta wait for my Mac. I thought it was open. If you have it open, absolutely run it all the way.
Here, I'll put it in. I'll plug it in. Hold on.
Sure. Should have it open in a second.
Okay, I got it. I got it. Just hold on 1 second. Let me
It keeps
go
going
a little bit.
Keeps going on Macron.
So, by ABC News, air traffic controller shortages amid shutdown lead to canceled flights delayed nationwide. So, a week into the government shutdown, flight delays and cancellations are starting to climb as sick calls involving air traffic controllers leave a number of airport towers and control facilities without enough staff to properly handle all flights. The air traffic control tower overseeing space over Nashville International Airport was operating at an extremely limited amount of staffing on Tuesday, forcing some approach traffic to be handled by the Air Traffic Control Center in Memphis, Tennessee. Flights in and out of Nashville were operating with an average delay of more than 2 hours on Tuesday evening. Dallas and Chicago were two other areas seeing delays Tuesday due to staffing shortages. Flight delays in Dallas are averaging around 30 minutes, and Chicago delays are averaging 40 minutes, according to FAA advisories. Controllers are considered essential workers and are exempt from being furloughed during a government shutdown. An estimated 13,294 controllers will continue to work without pay during the shutdown, according to the Department of Transportation shutdown plan. Murkowski said she is working with the administration to find a solution. And I think that's it for the article. So, yeah, I mean, obviously this is going to cause a bunch of delays and...
Well,
why wouldn't people call out
it was
sick?
1,700 or 17,000?
Where are you getting 1,700 from?
I thought you said
It was 13,294 controllers.
Oh.
So I don't know. I feel like why wouldn't they call out? Like it kind of makes sense that they would.
So there's almost 20,000 airports in the United States, like 19 and a half, 19,000 and a half. So it's it's not making a deal on it.
Yeah, I mean, I think
I mean,
everybody's
my cousin,
feeling.
he works for Atlanta, which is one of the hardest ones. He is a, ah man, he's a great man. I don't know how he does it. And you know, my whole family comes from airline industry from the '60s all the way till now. Like everyone from grandparents to parents to to current, we've all worked at some point in the airline industry. And God bless them for being a air traffic controller because it's one of
Yeah,
the hardest jobs ever. You know, people
of
are statistic
course.
rate and suicide, and just depression. But I mean, realistically, it's not really going to do anything. All it's going to do is just tie up money, and it's going to save up an extra 30, 40 minutes out of the day, which is negligible.
I wonder what they're going to do about it, though. I mean, obviously, the government shutdown was something that um, kind of, I guess it needed to happen just because of the Democrats' demands for basically undoing everything that we voted for Trump to do. Um,
Yeah,
and obviously, it's going to cause problems with,
yes.
passengers. People are going to feel the strain of this, but they cannot not do something about this one specific thing. So I
Do you,
guess,
here's the thing. Do you really think out of all the things in government, that the FAA is going to be the first thing to be cut? Like the thing that's the most vital to the heart of the global economy, the things that were like the pulse of human life is. It's not. It's not. This is kind of one of those articles that it's just like, yes, can it? Absolutely. It's going to go back to exactly the first thing that I was saying, like last week or the week before. It's going to go into the state parks and stuff from there. It's not going to go straight into the FFA. The government
mhm,
will shut down before the FFA loses enough like people to where it cannot exist.
yeah,
Now, at the same time, little Johnny on the boat, grapes on the string, you know, some about to get the juice, the wine. Most places already have two people that are more than needed, which is no problem. You want to be safer than sorry, but when you have two people over budget, but this is also back end of it. This is not going to happen. Like all the other
yeah,
stuff is going to happen way before this. Like absolutely, everything else is going to happen before anything where life can be jeopardized. And it's almost like a fear mongering thing. Again, this is my opinion, team. So take it for as you will, but I don't think it's just what it is. Now, I
pretty
do
much.
think in the next 2 weeks, we'll get back up and running, but I don't think anything is going to be up and out or where it should have been. And I do believe, like, if there was anyone, who is lost out of a job, I do believe that, their paycheck will still go back to retroactive with a bonus for, the inconvenience. I do believe that, at least the president would do that, if he goes to like state parks and people who have to do anything with like, social theater for helping others. That's my opinion though.
Well, and so you think the shutdown will be resolved in the next couple weeks?
I think it'll be fixed by so here's the thing. I yeah, Brian, I think so, for those that don't know, Brian's our producer. He's our ears, our ears are in the sky. He's our radar. So he's not too far off for what I was thinking. He was saying sometime next week, so I was gonna say like, oh, Thursday. I think at the I think it'll go all the way till, I don't know. I think it'll go all the way till the 20th. Worst case scenario. But the fact of the matter is, the reason why I say that, it's because I think, the government, like the people on Capitol Hill who represent Democrats, unfortunately have such a stick up their ass. Like their constituents, the people that they solve for, they're doing more harm than justice for. Like Schumer is putting into this, Matt's mathing, but he isn't going with AOC, so that way when he runs, next term, it's an easier flow than something else. So they're shooting themselves in the foot, and they're shooting the constituents in the foot, and it's doing them no justice. So that's my thing. But realistically, I think we'll wake up on next Thursday and be A-okay. I think it'll probably, if not next Thursday, it'll be the following Monday on the 21st or 20th. Next Wednesday, next Thursday. I think it'll be next Thursday, if not the 20th. But that's my opinion. And there's nothing to be held to that by any. It's just my gut feeling. So if you guys are playing bingo or hard rock, don't base anything on me. It's just my gut. I've been doing this long enough. It's just my gut. But so yeah, I think but I also at the same point, D, I said this would only last till the end of this week. So I mean, who knows? But they're only shooting themselves in the foot at this point. And I hope their constituents are starting to see it. Like, they're power hungry, and that's all it is. And now they're playing on power hunger, on who looks the coolest in front of their constituents.
That's true too.
It's what this is like? It's like, imagine two men, just attractive, physically fit men, equal plane on a scale of attractiveness 8.5. Very solid, right? And then you have a total baddie. Like total 10 out of 10 on everything. The impossible. We'll say 9.5. And you have these two dorks fighting back and forth for her attention. The entire time she's like, oh, I'm not into you, because she just, I don't know, she doesn't like Spanish dudes. Keep it at that. The entire time they're fighting on each other, beating each other up in front of her. That's exactly what this is. That's exactly what the Democrats are doing to their government and constituents. They're fighting against each other, making themselves look bad, and hurting the people that they're trying to impress.
It's true.
Yeah. But let's jump into the next one. Let's go into it.
Get it.
What do we got here? Macron. You want this one or I do it? Because I have it open.
Go for it.
Macron under pressure to call snap parliamentary elections or resign. This one was not on my bingo card. French president, former allies join opponents in demanding he act to end spiraling political crisis. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what the fuck is going on, but if you have not been, France is like 1,200 years old, and for the past couple hundred years, all it is, it's turmoil and riots. I could even, there could even be a argument to be said that the riots were the inception for like what are now Antifa, for as far as big cities. There's argument to it, but it's not. But going into it, Patances. So that's how well you can see that these professional websites and editors look over this. Patances president Emmanuel Macron is under intense pressure to call snap parliamentary elections or resign as former allies join his opponents in demanding he act to end a spiraling crisis in the EU's second biggest economy. How is this a problem? Hey, fix your shit or get the fuck out. How's that hard to understand? It's like, hey, you're running it and you fucking suck. How about you quit being a fucking bitch? Macron's first prime minister on Tuesday urged the president to step down amid mounting frustration, even within the president's own camp, over one of the worst spells in political chaos in France since the foundations of its Fifth Republic in 1958. Brian, hold that as a footnote right quick in my head. Hold that as a footnote. Edouard Philippe, prime minister from 17 to 20 and now leader of the Macron ally party, said he should announce an early presidential election once the budget. I don't know if you guys are seeing this, but this is literally Star Wars. This is literally when the Republic and the Senate are going against each other, and then when it does happen, what's her name? Anakin's wife. She's like, this is what the sound of when democracy dies. That's exactly what this is. This is trying to be established. Time is of the essence, Felipe said. We are not going to prolong what we have been experiencing the past 6 months. Another 18 months is far too long and damaging France. The political game we are playing today is distressing. Felipe, who polls suggest is the best placed candidate to lead the political center in the next presidential elections, was not alone among Macron's former prime ministers and distanced himself from the beleaguered. Sure. First time I read that or said that, so excuse me. Head of state, Gabriel Attal, whose brief tenure as France's youngest ever prime minister ended last year when Macron called the snap vote that produced France's president hung parliament. He said he no longer stood the president. So, there's a few things to this I want to pull apart. So, maybe this guy really is just this, like, all together and all through and through. Right? Like, I mean, I don't like France. Anyway, like, the people, I don't hate the people. I love the art. I love the culture. Government just sucked my entire life. I'm not for it. But now we're reading this from, 4,000 miles away. So maybe it's the same idea where it's like, oh, Donald Trump is terrible. Donald Trump is doing this and that. And we as firsthand can see it all the way through. It's like, no, he's good. What if this is the inverse of that? The opposite or the other side, that many miles away. What if it's that? Or maybe this guy just really fucking sucks. Because we don't know the nuance of what the foot on the street is, like the people of the country are. What do you think?
Well, I mean, it's possible because, we have a certain perception. We don't live there. But I just think his track record is pretty bad, right? Because didn't they just have an election over there, like a snap? And this guy was only in place for, what was it? 27 days in office? Holy shit. So what's going on behind the scenes that he would resign after only 27 days and his cabinet collapsed?
Yeah, it's the shortest one in history. Well, in the past 6 years.
So I feel like the fact that they're calling for his resignation is it's pretty valid, because why is this happening? Why is this happening? I don't know. I don't know much about the politics in France. Obviously I'm following kind of the whole thing with his creepy ass wife that looks like ET. That's might be a man, I don't know, but other than that, my opinion on this is kind of well, I mean, there must be something there. Maybe they just need a whole new prime minister and fuck it.
Well, here's the thing too, France has had this kind of, what was it, 12, 13, 1400 years old. It's one of the oldest countries or cities, you would, as far as sustaining metropolitans in the world. We can both agree to that, which is pretty cool. The contributions to, society, fantastic. There's nothing to argue that. Now their cultural is just they've just been ignored. They've just been ignored for right reasons. It's because they become too liberal. And I'm not saying too liberal like on the American way. It's they become too liberal on this idea of they let everybody in to the party. I guess this can't come to the American way. Let everyone to the party who doesn't have the same feeling, you know. Like, and it's just what keeps hurting them and hurting them. By the way, boys, present to you Senator Palpatine. Yeah. We on the chat.
Boys.
But I mean, I want them I want France. You know, if France can get on board in the same way that Germany and Poland can get together, I think that would be the biggest pull into a huge world shift on just being alignment on just like fuck bending the knee to fucking weirdos.
Yeah.
Like fuck bending the knee to fucking bitches. You know, spank your children, stop giving them fucking medals, and you know, do your shit. You're good or you're bad. And if you suck, you suck. If you're good, you're good. And the only way to earn that is like by you know, the slow gratification or instant gratification of just being a good person. Dedication or just you excel at something.
Yeah.
Instead of just like pampering baby powder on someone's butt just because they're too lazy to try. No, we need to stop that. And that's going to weed out the weak. And there's too many fucking retards out here. That's what it is. I mean, I know I'm kind of a little bit of a retard, if you would, but I'm the smallest retard, but I'm the best.
No. No.
Let's jump into the next one. Let's go to the next one.
Never.
All right, what we got, Brian? Trump lives special. I'm not doing my third hurts. Over special election primary in deep red congressional district. So this one, I've been seeing this pop up. I don't know enough about this one. I'm gonna read it, and this is my first. Do you know about this?
Not a whole lot except what I had kind of read through the
Brian, do
article.
you? No. All right. All right, team. Well,
We're gonna learn together. Let's go.
we're gonna learn together. Yeah, no, I just work. I'm gonna work from 6 o'clock till 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. Like my phone's in my truck. So I got a few, but bear with me. Excuse me. I love you guys. President Donald Trump's immense political clout in Republican nomination races faces a test Tuesday. Wait, hold on. Let me read this as a rest of President Trump's in a crowded competitive GOP special election primary for a vacant congressional seat in Tennessee. Hold on, were we just talking about that? I was the other day. The primary elections come after Trump's late last week endorsed one of the 11 Republican candidates vying to fill the seat of Tennessee's 7th congressional district, which was vacant by Mark Green. Oh, okay, yeah, we're talking about that. Who resigned from office in June to take a private sector job? Smart man. Trump endorsed Matt Van Epps, a former commissioner in the Tennessee Department of General Services, in a field that also includes Senate Reps Jody Barrett, Gino Bolso, and Lee Reeves. These are for me to press the President endorsement, even though it came after the finish of early voting in the contest, will likely be the major shaping event of the private showdown. I wonder if that's true. You know, you ever read these things like, oh, this person's like, oh, trending. The only reason it's trending is because these people pay $1,000, put the same advertisement for trending.
Yeah.
I wonder if this is that. You know, it's, you know, might be Fox News. Doesn't mean that I can't judge them. And I do think that's one of those things. The race among the major GOP contenders turned into a test of loyalty to Trump. Oh, wow. It's even them they don't even understand. And with the president's endorsement, Ray suspended his campaign and backed Van Epps. Matt knows the wisdom and the courage required to defend our country, support and incredible military veterans. All right, so I'm not. All right, team. D. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you want to know why people don't take like Fox News seriously? It's because of articles like this, like how they're running it down. And I'm not even saying like, oh, bend the knee. It's just so much is like, this guy is so good. If you do not follow him, then you are not part of us. It's like, hell no, dog. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like, I'll let you take it away, but I'm gonna photo read it. And this is exactly must be conservative state. You know, like, Trump's administration doesn't even care if you are a Democrat. That's the thing. Like, you don't have to be a Democrat. You don't have to be shit. You could be anyone. Just have American values. And what I hate about Fox News, like certain other stuff. I mean, I do like Fox News to extend as far as like, you know, TV personalities, but what I fucking hate is like stuff like this. It's just loser mentality. Right? People can just you don't have to be a sheep to be a part of the team. Fox makes that out the same. Just as like CNN does. All right, anyway, I'm done with that. All right, yeah.
Yeah, I don't watch Fox News ever, or any of the other. I have been for school. I've been dissecting articles and stuff by legacy media, just so
Sure.
I can prove and find the holes in their stories. But that's the only reason I would ever read any of the articles, because it's just very repetitive, it's not concise, and it's very misleading. And there's bias, which there's not supposed to be. So, yeah, I refuse. But I mean, with concern to this, I mean, like, that's great, I guess, that Trump's endorsing, like, and they're probably going to win, because
Well,
that
it's
just
another
shows.
seat. There's another seat,
Yeah.
and here's the thing. Like I don't mean to cut you into it. It's here's the thing about the seats. It's always very just like you're here, you're here, you're here, you're here. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. It still says here, but where it goes. And it's like it's so childish. Like for me, like as an Olympian, as like just person who holds state records and has owned world records for different sports, multiple sports. It's like it's so pathetic just to have it like be demeaned on this and that. Like, we can get one seat. You got two seats. It's like, nah, you're cusping by. Like, it's kind of pussy shit. It doesn't matter which way of the aisle you are. It's kind of now I do know though, as far as historically, it's a pretty good size as far as difference for us, which is nice. But just like, one seat, two seat, that's the thing. It's kind of the embarrassing, and I would assume any Democrats watching this would, when they have the power on the House, they would agree to the same. It's like not a big thing. It's what's happening. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah. I mean, I've always felt that politics are very childish, and they've become more and more and more childish. I don't know much about sports because it's not my thing, but I have this feeling it's just not supposed to be that way. These are
It's
the
not. Never was.
professionals,
And
these are
should
our
never be.
leaders, these are the people that we look up to, making our decisions. Like, obviously, they're far above our level of intellect. They're so studied and have all
There's
these
no level. It's
degrees.
like
And
it's the money that they've
no, I'm
invested
being
themselves.
sarcastic. But they, in their minds, are so much better than us because they are, the cream of the crop, and they have to make decisions for us plebes because we're too stupid to make choices for ourselves. But at the same time, they act like children, and it's like, that is not the way, man.
This is
So,
not the way. This is exactly what Mando said. Yeah, right. And yeah, I know we got. So we're about to the last one, and we'll bring it up and like finishing this up. It's exactly what you're saying. It's like, oh hey, like oh they're rich, they're not smart. They don't live. They've never lived in a life to where they had to have common sense thinking on the street. They've never had to live a life for any of that to ever exist. They live in a life on, oh hey, if I'm what is it? If I'm a hedge fund, or if my daddy is a senator, if my mom is a senator, so then I could, oh, let me be the nice sweet boy with a high tie and like add up extra money so I make a couple $1,000,000 so I can go to school at Harvard. And these guys are losers. They're not the constituents for us, and that's the problem. And I will stick to that through and through. But anyway, let's just go to the next one.
all right.
Oh, so this means a lot to me. So I told you like I'm Chilean, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So for those who do not know, I'm not going to show you my nips or anything, but I literally have like an Easter Island tattoo on me. Yeah. So like I know it's very well. So this is what I thought. This is actually pretty cool. So it's kind of like the other stuff, like let's proof shot out of it. This is what I always figured, just based on what makes sense. Excuse me. Easter Island statues actually walked. Let me fix back it up. Should I just read it or should I just tell you?
Yeah.
I'll just read it too. For years, researchers have puzzled how the ancient people of Rapa Nui did the seemingly impossible to move their iconic Maui statues using a combination of physics, 3D modeling. By the way, this is still not right. For a fact. The team, including faculty of what was it? Binghamton University, State University, there. In New York has confirmed that the statues actually walked with a little rope and a remarkable few people. Studying nearly 1,000 Moai statues, Birmingham University professor in anthropology Carl Lebo, and you know who his daughter is, right? Dua Lipa.
No.
In the University of Arizona's Terry Hunt found the people of Rapa Nui likely to use rope to walk the giant statues in zigzag motion. All right, so all of this is wrong. This is completely wrong. So basically what this is saying is, in a nutshell, it's like, oh, hey, we think this is what it's like. But, like the idea of, do you know the idea with, like the stones in Egypt? Where it's like, the stone was harder than the metal. So like copper was softer than the quartz. So it's kind of like if I took, for example, this, perfect example, different elements, but if this was the quartz and this is the copper, it's like,
Yeah.
that's literally the perfect example of it. Obviously, like, some of the doors, the fibrosis, like, yeah, no, it's the same as far as the intended, yeah, so that's what it is. But also, the Rapa Nui, like the stoneheads, like this picture is only like 40 feet. A majority are in 90 feet. So this makes sense. You know, that makes sense.
Yeah, are you watching the video?
No, I'm watching it on our screen.
Oh my goodness. What is that one dude that was, I'm sorry, my brain just went to a really bad place. That one guy that is just like basically like a torso, and then he recently went transgender and got married. It's like I'm
Huh?
just watching
Look at
him
that.
try to walk. Oh my God, I would have to look for it. I don't know who he
Was it a
is.
movie?
No, it was this little like
A commercial? TV show? You gotta give me
no, it's
something.
this guy. He's in like a little
Yeah.
influencer.
There's 4 billion guys on the entire planet. You gotta be less vague than that.
Um, let's see if I can find it. Uh,
Wrap it in the
okay,
movie.
what's his name? I found his TikTok.
Hardy, we're not
The
saying
handle
louder.
is at Gabe
Saying wrap it in the movie.
Adams. Gabe Adams. But he literally doesn't have any legs and he doesn't have any arms. And he was trying to be a break dancer at first. And then he gained a bunch of weight and then went transgender and then got married. And when he got married, his husband is picking him up and he's like in a wedding dress. I'm sorry. It's just I just thought of him like waddling because he would still walk and he was adopted and his parents were like, you can still do everything that normal people can do. So yeah, it was, I don't know.
What? Alright, so you told it. That was. When you figured out, do you know what actor was in it? An actor. Tell me an actor. Something.
In what?
What you're talking about.
It's not an actor, it's an influencer. His name is Gabe Adams.
Dave Adams? Alright, cool.
Gabe, like Gabriel, Gabe Adams.
Oh, Gabe. Like
Yeah,
Gabriel.
like
Gabe.
Gabriel, yeah.
Alright, cool. Adams, like.
Like
Exactly what I
the
think.
Adams family, yeah.
Alright, so let me
It's just the way he would walk just reminds me of those statues moving. It's so bad. I'm going to hell, but I'm going to look forward to the trip. So
Is it Gabrielle or Gabby?
yes, it's him.
He's
But
a
he was
fucking
skinnier
flashlight. What the
before.
fuck?
He was
Oh
skinnier
my god.
before. He was trying to be
Why
a
is it on my fucking
breakdancer.
show?
He would do a lot of stuff, like,
Hey,
but the
actually,
way he would
let's have some fun
scoot,
with this. Let's do. It's on it.
the way
Do
he would scoot
the
was
skit where it's like it's the flashlights on an interview. Sorry, team, if you get mad at me. I mean, that's fine. There's an interview he's doing, and it's he's engaged, and it's he's like, oh, I'm sorry you're engaged, and you're queer, you're binary, and you're trans, and there's no
he
view of the
wasn't
guy,
always he
and then
wasn't
at
always
all.
that
And it's
way
like, what?
though.
Do you have anything else? And it's just him as like a fucking potato. And I'll say on this one because, like, you know, I get into this. She's like, nope. She starts laughing. It's like, oh yeah, nothing.
Believe it or not, okay, she does makeup tutorials too.
Hey, you know what? I'm not one. I'm never one to, you know, give in, but I will completely forfeit that, and I will say that as a lady because, you know, that's enough. That's enough bullshit. And at the end of the day,
Okay,
it's still a flashlight to some dude.
I'm sorry, for our listeners, our members of the audience in chat that's saying that they need brain bleach. I am so sorry. Okay, please
No,
forgive me.
that's say the brain
Let's
bleach.
move
That's
on to
actually one of
caption
my best
this.
friends.
We went a little crazy with that. Let's just
Oh yeah,
let's
no, that's one of my best friends. Trust
reset,
me,
reset. Let's go to caption this.
I hang out with them for like 5 hours every day on game. So to be fair, Psycho is like my long time like Destiny 2 brother. Like the game I told you I have like 5,000 hours squared away, which turns out to be 208. He's been around there for about 1,500. So great man. But going into this,
I mean, he's pretty beefy for a pumpkin man.
where's all my dukes? Miss Iris, what you got? You know my boy's like super like chunky. Say something where he was like super like uncomfortably muscular and like wrap it around like some pumpkin pie shit. I have faith in you, Miss Iris.
That's gonna be delicious pumpkin pie. That's like the sexiest.
Excuse me, that's my
pumpkin
best
pie.
friend. Watch
No,
your mouth.
I mean
And my best friend's mom.
I'm talking about the caption this pumpkin dude sitting down in the chair.
know,
Like if you
dummy.
turn him into pumpkin pie, like that's gonna be a sexy pumpkin
We know.
pie.
Yeah, because the real pie is supposed to be cream. We get it.
Oh my goodness, the great pumpkin. That is the great
got that.
pumpkin.
My points are on that one, and I will
Yep.
forfeit all my points to get to send him a hat.
Oh, totally. I wanted their pumpkin
unless Miss
pie
Iris is still
extra
here.
chunky.
She got like turned off by our bullshit. Which, by the way, Miss Iris, love you for sticking around for me.
Yeah, see, those are my retard moments. My mind goes to
I'm
the
still going
gutter
for.
and
I'm
I
going
think
for
of some
Psycho.
weird
Like, Psycho
shit.
is my bet all day.
Yeah, I'm right there too.
Yeah, Brian. We'll just send him. We'll just send Psycho like a hat or something. And I'll put it on my points. I'll subtract from my points. Make pumpkins great again. Yeah.
Oh
Nope,
wow.
sticking to it.
All right, Hardy,
Sticking
that
to
was
it.
pretty funny though. I guess living in mom's
good.
basement depends on who's your mom or who your mom is.
One more time with the mom stuff.
I guess living in mom's basement depends on who your mom is.
Well, first off, he doesn't live in my basement. I know where he lives. And the dude has probably the hardest jobs of all people's time.
Who are you talking about?
What, Psycho? I know what he does for a living.
No, we're not talking about Psycho. We're talking about the caption this.
Oh, okay.
That
I was
was
like, Psycho's a lobster fisherman. Sorry, it's the audio is so low from your end to mine. I'm like, Psycho's like a lobster fisherman. Like he's the guy that goes down in like the deep cold shit.
Okay, Hardy's is pretty funny too. Who's jacking that lantern? You know, jacking that lantern.
All right, give him give her double points. I'm still giving Psycho my hat. But anyways, you ready to close it up?
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm gonna go with Psycho too. That made me chuckle
Appreciate
a
it.
lot, so that's good.
That was good. You know, just hit at the right spot. You know, normally we take like 2.5 minutes, and when it just hit right. So
That was good. The Great Pumpkin.
and you know what? We only got a couple weeks, so it's about to be good. So what you got to close on, Miss Lady?
Well, you know, there's just changes afoot. You know, I hope that everything gets sorted out with the government shutdown. Of course, my daughter's in the Navy, so she's not getting paid. You know, she's not very
Your daughter's
worried.
not going to be affected.
Well, she's not getting paid. So, I mean, unless it resolves itself, you know, within the next week or so, you know,
Where
it's
she's not
her
going to eat?
paychecks. No. they're not getting paid either. Like, never mind. So, anyways,
Oh, well, I'll text.
she,
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it after the show. But no, they still
yeah.
get paid.
So
It goes in
you
a
know,
tier
all
system.
federal employees don't get paid when there's a government shutdown. So, yes, my daughter was told that she's not getting paid. So, you
Yeah, you know
know,
what? I'll be open to be wrong, but I'm telling you,
okay,
the
well,
military's not getting cut off. The
she
military's
was
100%
informed
not
she
getting cut
wasn't
off. It goes
getting
in
paid.
tiers. It goes in tiers. But
Yeah,
you know what?
she was informed she
We'll leave
wasn't
that.
getting
We'll leave it.
paid.
Hey,
So,
we'll leave it to Thursday.
so
Thursday open
hopefully,
conversation.
so hopefully, it'll get resolved pretty quickly so that,
Sure.
and everybody can get paid. It's not fair that like the small people are the ones that pay for the actions of the government when they don't give a damn. They have tons and tons of money. But, it was like I said, it was necessary because we have to push back against these Democrats that just want to waste more money. So I'm down for all that. Hopefully it gets resolved. And Trump just gets more winning and we get more winning by default. So other than that, that's all I got.
Yep. So, no, that's not what I said. At this point, it is what it is. There's nothing to be said. There's nothing to be, I could say one thing, you could say the other. And to be honest with you, it's just kind of coming down like that. In my opinion, I do believe it's going to be tiered up. Cut off the state parks, cut off the rest. Do I think that the military is going to be cut off on food? No, no shit, not at all. I mean, we are the ultimate power ever. Like we are, what, 8 times more powerful, disgustingly to the second. No, there's no way. There's no way that's gonna happen. It's not gonna just be a flat. It's gonna cut it off. And if it did end like that, then we will just open the Fed back again, and we'd open up the second state, that's the point of it. So I think your daughter is fine. And I think
Well,
we're
I
fine.
didn't say she wasn't going to get food. I said she wasn't going to get
She's
a
gonna get
paycheck.
food. Dude, she has nowhere to go. She's gonna eat. She's gonna do her shit.
I didn't say
She'll be good.
food.
The bonus, if she was expecting like a $1,500 bonus, she might have to wait. But no, your daughter is perfect and right. If there's a place to eat, she's in the best place
Okay,
because they're gonna be
you're
fed
absolutely
either
right.
way.
Forget everything I said. You're good. You're right.
I know
Let's
your
go.
daughter's a great girl, and I'm telling you, she's gonna be taken care of.
You're absolutely right.
I know you're upset because you're mama, but you're mama, and that's how it is. And I do not judge you. But let's close this popsicle stand.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.